Hi, folks. This is Carl. Hello, test. Check, check. There is Cheryl. You're very punctual, Cheryl. All right, looks like I'm getting a few people coming online. There is Liam and Harper and Heather. Did you see my show and tell for today, Liam? Behind me? You don't know what that is. Here's my show and tell for today. An airplane. Right, Liam? I'm going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to have a little airplane training lesson today. So, I had a request. I have no idea who from. Actually, I do. But I had a request to do a Chris Christopherson song, and I know a few of those. So, Chris has been writing songs for a long time. He still performs. He was just a prolific songwriter, just an amazing songwriter. I'm not sure about his singing, but he does a good job. And early on, 1970, late 1960s into the 1970s, he wrote many hits. I'm going to do a couple of them for you. This first one that I'm going to do, he wrote in 1970, or right in there. And actually, he didn't make it, but a lady sang it. Sammy Smith. She sang this song and made a huge hit out of it. And Chris wrote it. I think in 1970. It could have been maybe a little earlier, but right in there. Take the ribbon from your hair, shake it loose, let it fall. Lay it soft against your skin, like the shadows on the wall. Come and lay down by my side till the early morning's light. All I'm asking is spend your time. Help me make it through the night. Well, I don't care what's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. Lord, tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. And it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night. Well, I don't care what's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. Lord, tonight and tomorrow's outside. And it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night. I don't want to be alone. Help me make it through the night. Sammy Smith sung it. Chris Christopherson wrote it. It was a whopping hit. All the way to number one for a bit, 1970. Most of the songs he wrote, someone else made a hit out of them. But he wrote so many that he became very well known about it. All right, Aeroplane. This is a remote control airplane, RC, remote control. And I used to fly with Gary. We flew gas airplanes for a long, long time. Boy, they were fun. But they sure took a long time to build. And then you'd wreck one, and you were sad for a while. These, nowadays, are pretty much ready to go. You buy them, and they're called ARF. Stands for Almost Ready to Fly. Basically, all you got to do is put the wing on and the wheels and a couple things. In just an hour or two, you can have them ready to fly. And they're electric instead of gas, so you don't have to mess with the gas. All you got to do is charge the battery. And speaking of the battery, I'm going to put the battery in, and I'm going to show you how the controls of an airplane work. These remote control airplanes, you have this transmitter, and you control the various controls with these levers right here on the transmitter. So I'm going to get my battery, and I'm going to put it in. These are really cool airplanes, and they really do fly good. This is a little bitty thing. It only weighs about 4 ounces, but it flies real nice and fast and good distance away. So what I'm going to show you, well, I was going to show you, but I don't think it's working. Well, I had trouble with it earlier. I thought I had it working for my show and tell today, but looks like it's not. So I seem to have this problem. I'm trying to get it going here. Oh, there we go. Okay. So first of all, I want to talk about the controls. Everybody pretty much knows what the propeller is, or the prop right here. So when you run the gas up on this, that prop, it's got a little electric motor, and it runs like crazy. And then the other thing we have, I'm going to turn around a little bit. On the back of the wings, and this is just like a real, and what they do, see when I push the control side to side, one way moves that one up and the other one down, and then that one down and the other one up. And what that does when you're flying, it tips the plane. You can see as that goes down, it's going to tip that plane up, and as it goes up, it's going to tip that wing down. So that's how you control the level of the plane. And then how you control if it's going up or down is the elevator, and that's this control surface right here on the back. And if I raise it up, right here with my lever, you can see that vertical elevator goes up. If I push it down, it goes down. So if this plane's moving through the air and you move that up, it's going to tend to tip the plane up and it's going to climb. Of course, if you're flying it and you put that down, it's going to go down. So that's how you control whether it's going heading up, heading down. And then on the back, this is the horizontal stabilizer. And on the back of that horizontal stabilizer is the rudder. And so if you move it left, see, it would tend to turn the plane left. Whoa, I hit the throttle. And if you turn it right, it'll tend to turn the plane right. So with all of those control surfaces, you can make that plane go anywhere that you want to, as long as you're well practiced at it. And then there's one other control set on the plane, and that's the flaps. And those are right here next to the stabilizer, or right next to the ailerons. And these flaps come down, and when they come down, it makes the wing more curved, because what gives a plane lift is the curve of the wing. Like the top of this wing, you can see it's curved. The wing is curved that way, and that causes the Bernoulli effect. And when that happens, when the wind passes over a curved surface like that, the Bernoulli effect happens, and the plane starts to rise. It's just the natural thing, because the air pressure gives your wing lift, is because of the shape there and the speed going through the air. So if I turn the flaps are right here, and see they're just even with the wing right now. But if I turn them down, they're down, so it gives this wing more curvature, and so it gives it more lift, so you can slow down for landing, or for whatever reason you need to fly slow. And I can actually have another setting on that, and it'll make it even more curvature to the wing, and that will actually give you even more. And actually you can't fly too fast, because those also cause drag through the air, but a lot of lift. So it'll tend to keep the plane lifted, if you will, up in the air, and so you can fly nice and slow and come in for a nice slow landing. I think that's all the control surfaces on an A plane, pretty much any plane. This is a prop plane. One interesting thing about this little plane is these little planes now are so smart, the receiver in them knows if they're level even. You can turn this on like in the safe mode, and it'll help you fly it. Because if you watch, when I tip it, this aileron is going to change position. It's going to move on its own, just like if I was moving. See, I'm moving it there. But if I tip it, this aileron is going to change to try to push this wing back down to level. When I tip it up, Yeah, there. See, when I tip it that way, that aileron went up, so that's going to cause the air to press this back down, and then it's going to become level again. But tip it that way, it goes down a little bit, and the other one goes up. So if you can see that, they adjust on their own. And even the elevator will do a little movement in there too. So that's pretty cool. And that's how these planes work. So I'm going to unplug the battery so I can do that safely. All right. Managed to get through that without any major catastrophes. Okay. Oh, I see Chris. Hi, Chris. I'm not sure who else that might be. Aspen, Aria, Aaliyah, Josie, I don't know. So there was my airplane demonstration. Now I'm going to play another Chris Christopherson song. Since I had a Chris Christopherson request, I turned it into two. And this one is actually Chris Christopherson wrote this song, and I know he wrote this one in 1969. But he didn't do it. Well, he did it, but it didn't go anywhere until Johnny Cash did it. Johnny Cash recorded it in 1969, and it became one of Johnny Cash's most well-known songs. Of course, he has hundreds of them. But this is one of them, and this one really put Chris Christopherson on the map, too. Hi, Dave. Ah, thanks. Yeah, those planes are really a lot of fun. If you get one, or if you ever flew one, you got to have somebody pretty much to help you learn to fly. Of course, Liam knows about that because Liam and I have been out flying and we've been working together. I have another little plane, or well, Liam does. I might show you it maybe tomorrow. It's a little different than this one, but it's pretty interesting too. So Liam might want me to show you that. If he is here, he'd show it to you. Or if I could conference him in. But anyway, here's the Chris Christopherson song. Next one I'm going to do for you, and this one's called Sunday Morning Coming Down. Oh, my head, it hurt. But the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled through my closet, through my clothes, and found my cleanest dirty shirt. Then I washed my face and combed my hair, stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. But I lit my first and stopped to watch a small boy cussing at the can he was kicking. Then I crossed an empty street, caught some fried chicken. And it takes me back to something that I lost somewhere along the narrow stone. That makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying, half as lonesome as a sun, as a sleeping city sidewalk on Sunday morning coming down. In a park I saw Daddy with a laughing little girl he was swinging. And I stopped beside Sunday school to listen to the songs they were singing. Then I headed down that road, somewhere far away, long the bell was ringing. And it echoes through the canyon like a disappearing dream from yesterday. On a Sunday morning sun, it makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying, as lonesome as the sun, as the sleep comes at its sidewalk, and Sunday morning coming down. Sunday morning coming down, Chris Christopherson. I don't know. Cheryl wanted to have a song. It's hard to find a good place to fly on sometimes. Got to fly when the wind's not too bad. And maybe you learn something about an airplane, the control surfaces and such. So it's a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm about to my time limit or over, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off today. Thanks again. Have a good day. I'm not sure what today is. I'm just losing track. I think it was Dave put online, we're going to rename the days. They're going to be this day, that day, the other day, someday, yesterday, today, and the next day. So I'm not sure which day today is. If it's today or the other day, or maybe it's the next day. I don't know. Anyway, hope y'all have a good day. Signing off. This is Carl.